So, you've heard about Chaos Space Marines, right? But what if I told you there's a chapter that isn't just about worshipping demons or running around with chain axes? No, these guys have a more refined taste. Enter the Nightlords, aka what happens when you give Batman a heavy metal soundtrack, severe PTSD, and a chainsaw.
I'm Batman.
Conrad Kurz, or as I like to call him, Goth Batman on a bad day. If Batman decided to stop fighting crime and just murder anyone with a pulse, you'd get Conrad Kurz. This guy grew up in the galaxy's worst neighborhood. Emphasis on hood. Nostromo, a place so bad even a horror movie villain would ask for a refund. And what's his solution to crime, you might ask? Not more patrols or a neighborhood watch. Nah, he just kills everyone. Imagine if Gotham had no criminals because Batman just murdered them all. That's our boy Kurz. You know how in horror movies the killer always takes their sweet time? That's the Nightlords, except they also flay people alive and hang them by their skins, like it's an extreme version of Halloween. They don't just want to beat you in combat, they want you to lose sleep before it even starts. Forget strategy, these guys are all about psychological warfare. Fear is their love language. Speaking of which, what do you want to wear to the most terrifying event in the galaxy? Well, if you're a Nightlord, you rock a lightning bolt covered set of armor with more skulls than an entire season of Game of Thrones. Okay. And forget capes, these guys wear people! Their wardrobe is like if Ed Gein was their personal stylist. So what's next for these fashionable murderers? Okay, so here's where it gets a little bit weird. The Nightlords are Chaos Space Marines, but they're like that one guy who says, I don't really like social media, while he's posting on Instagram. They don't love chaos, but they'll still use it to their advantage. It's like borrowing your ex's Netflix password. You hate them, but you're not giving up that free content. So yeah, they use demon powers when it's convenient, but don't expect them to write fan letters to Corrin anytime soon. Now, if there's one thing these guys do love, it's scarring the life out of people. Forget standard combat. The Nightlords turn the battlefield into a horror movie marathon. Except this time, you're the star. They'll flay a few civilians, leave their bodies around, and watch as everyone loses their minds. Think of them as the galaxy's most terrifying pranksters. But instead of TPing your house, they TP your entire planet's sanity. The Nightlords live for one thing: being the edgiest, darkest, and most hardcore thing in a universe that's already 99.99% grim dark. If they were a band, they'd be the ones writing 9-minute songs with lyrics like, "The void consumes my soul," while wearing more spikes than a porcupine, and they love it. And that, ladies and gents, is the Nightlords, the Warhammer 40k universe's favorite serial killers with a flair for the dramatic. But remember, if you ever hear a whisper in the dark, it's probably not your friend, it's them. Thanks for watching Grimdank, where we make the grimdark universe just a bit more fun to laugh at. Don't forget to like, subscribe, or else the Nightlords might just come after you next. But hey, no pressure of course.